Why does the term multisport athlete seem so hard to attain these days? Despite the risks of early sports specialization, including higher rates of injury, increased psychological stress, and quitting sports at a young age, sports specialization continues to grow. According to a 2013 article in the Clinical Journal of Sports Medicine, it is estimated that between 10 and 30% of youth athletes in the United States specialize in a single sport at a mean age of approximately 12 to 14 years. In the decades since that publication, one could only assume that the number has grown. Every year in Minnesota, we spot hundreds of extraordinary hockey players from squirts to high school. Sometimes we hear this player is a great soccer player or a top tennis player at their school. Once in a blue moon, we hear about kids like Kaiser and Kaydence Roeske. For the last year, we've tracked 2 high school hockey players who play a sport in all 3 seasons. Depending on who you ask, they might be the best player on their team in all 3. Kaiser was the starting quarterback for Northfield for 3 seasons and rushed for over 1,600 yards, 8th all-time in school history. In 2023, Kaiser led the Raiders to an appearance in the Class 5A Section 1 championship game after rushing for over 1,000 yards and was named to the 2023 Minnesota Vikings All-State team.
Like a 60-yard run, you're running down the field, and there's a lot of people there. It's always really loud, Just with, especially with the lights, it's really cool. It's, nighttime. Everyone, the whole town's there. The student section's really loud, so that's obviously awesome. Sometimes you take a little peek when you're running at the crowd. It's just pretty fun.
On the baseball diamond, Kaiser helped the Raiders to the doorstep of last season's state tournament before bowing out in the Class 3A Section 1 finals.
You're always outside in the summer. It's nice out. Baseball, you get to have a lot of fun, so definitely having fun with all my teammates. Hockey too, I love the team. I think playoffs for hockey is really awesome, like the state tournament. That's, one of my favorite parts. So scoring in a section final, that's also awesome too. It's, always really packed, especially, Minnesota hockey.
Despite being 5'3", Kaydence Roeske has had 258 career kills and 384 career digs in just 162 games for Paynesville volleyball.
Volleyball for me, especially just every time I go up to hit, I need to jump as high as I can because I'm not very tall.
Also a standout for the Paynesville softball team, Roeske was named All-Central Minnesota Conference last season after hitting .430 with 21 runs batted in and 22 stolen bases for the Bulldogs.
I think softball more is kind of like a fun atmosphere where you get to cheer on your teammates more, and as in the dugout you get to be with them, cheering on your teammates and having their back in the field and everything. For me, hockey would probably be the most hard on your body, but it's still the sport I love the most.
According to Summit Orthopedic doctor Ike Hasley, there are countless benefits from being a multi-sport athlete for long-term athletic development. Most can see the macro benefits of resting overused muscle groups and remaining injury-free. But if you peel back the onion, you will see how complementary our subject's other sports have been to being a better athlete.
There's a lot of carryover in different sports. So whether you realize it or not, hitting a tennis ball could be very similar to hitting a volleyball or hitting a hockey puck. And so you're using a lot of your core muscles the same way. So those need to be strongly developed. But on the same token, just like we were talking about rest, you need to give those muscles, the primary muscles that you're using, if you're a hockey player, you need to give those some time each week, each month, a certain time out of every year to have some good rest.
In addition to the obvious physical advantages to playing multiple sports, Kaiser is well aware of the mental aspect of each activity, in which he says he finds similarities in patience on the ice and on the field.
Yeah, I mean, as a quarterback, maybe your passes, sometimes in football you kind of have to do a soft pass and lead a kid. Kind of like in hockey, some might have to do a little soft area pass and have them skate into it.
For Roeske, not only does she move from court to ice to field, the pressures between her chosen sports provide their own unique element to each experience.
A lot of it for volleyball is in a loud gym, student section right there next to you, chanting when you're serving, serve, receive, and everything. It's you got to get that pass up and serve over and everything. And then I feel hockey, girls hockey, there's not usually student sections, but it's just you need to really focus still, because it's like, say there's a breakaway, it's kind of like making your serve over, and it's just like dialing in like this play, move on. And so I think a lot of it is just really staying focused on the present and canceling out everything in the background.
So what drives these standout athletes to do so much and be so busy? For Kaiser, the love of the game is the ultimate incentive, and the atmosphere during big games is the cherry on top.
Yeah, the drive up, you're obviously really sleepy, and then, you kind of get in the rink and sit in the locker room for a bit. And, when the guys show up, they, bring energy too. So being with the teammates that have energy, it kind of brings you up too. And then when you go out for warm-ups, you get a little, more adrenaline. And when that game starts, you kind of forgot about the football game last night and you're ready to play.
In Roeske's case, the inner urge to move plays a critical role in her ability to balance all three sports.
I love to do this, so it's kind of like for my like mindset, it's like this is stuff I love to do, so like might as well just go give it your all and then sleep later. But it's like, I don't know, I love being busy. I don't like sitting around and doing nothing.
The pair of players maintain active social lives away from sports, balancing friend groups and schoolwork with grace and efficiency. According to Dr. Hasley, this delicate balancing act is crucial for overall health and well-being, especially among active athletes.
While we're kind of talking about, athlete brain development and things like that, we also need to talk about giving your brain a rest, whether that's from practices. We talked about taking one day off each week, and really just kind of unplugging and, getting off of our phones, thinking about different things and realizing, we're not just a student and we're not just an athlete. We're also a person, a big brother, a little sister, and you're someone's daughter or son. And so you really got to take time to not think about those things and focus on other important things of your life.